Alright guys, welcome to your Beepbox tutorial. Over here you can see 4 lines of numbers and they represent 4 different instruments. This bottom gray guy is like a drum thing. Over here on the orange is where I like to keep my pads. Up here in the green would be either a bass line or harmony, and the top line would be our melody. So the way I'd like to start it is down here in the orange, we'll set up a pad. Because remember, what we're doing here is just straight up background music. We have no particular function in the game for our music other than to fill out the sound. If that changes in the future, we'll change it, but for right now, let's just keep things simple so that we can all write background music. So what you see down here are boxes, which represents little sections of music, and the 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, is a pattern number. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a little pattern and repeat it a lot to keep things simple. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to go over here on the right to the type of instrument, and I'm going to scroll down to where we have pad presets. And what we can do is go through these and see which one we like. Now I'm going to give you 2 specific examples because they sound different. So I have a warm pad, and I'm going to click and drag on this bottom brown note here all the way across. That means we're having a very long note. And before I hit play, I'm also going to show you this is our loop section. This purple guy, we're going to have set up to loop just on this first box right here. So I hit play, and you can hear it's a very low note that will just go on and on and on. And again, that's fine because we're filling out the sound. And one thing that I want you to notice is that this sound at the beginning, when it loops every time, you can kind of barely hear the loop. It's not super obvious. And if I extend the loop, you can kind of hear where it starts over again, but it's not like abrasive, right? But if I change the pad to this polysynth, you can hear that it's an attack, right? Every time the new box comes up, you can hear it. So, depending on what you want, do you want a long drone, or do you want every box to have a it's a taste thing. No big deal either way. You can go back and forth and experiment with it. So, we have our number 1 pattern here, right? And for now, we'll just have it go 4 times in a row. Now we get to this new section of like 4 boxes, and I'm just going to set up a number 2 here. So, what do I want to happen in number 2? Let's just assume we're going to go up to that right next note above the brown guy, and we're just going to hit number 2 over and over again. We just have a little pattern here, right? So we're going to have 4 number 1s and 4 number 2s. Speed it up here on the tempo just so we get through it. It's going to go back to number 1. Simple stuff, right? Now, let's go over here. We'll do a number 3, assuming we want all 3 different notes. We don't have to, but we'll go up here, right? Boop. Yep, right. So number 3 all the way over here, and now number 4. Let's change that to go up to this guy, right? Number 4. It's doing weird stuff, but it's not that hard, right? Change it to number 4. We're going to do this over and over and over again. It's going to go just loop through those 4 different notes, right? so far we've got something really simple going on. And then if we go back here, let's say we want a little bit more thickness in this number 1. We'll just double it up with another brown guy. Actually, I did 2 brown guys, right? So, whatever. It already sounds a little bit better, doesn't it? So let's double it up on all of them. Pop. 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 I think I screwed this one up, didn't I? Yeah. Dun, dun. Right, so let's go back to number 1. Right, that's simple enough. And before we even get fancy with anything else, let's say we already wrote a song in the key of C. Well, we can get some variety over here by just changing the key to like D. Right? Kind of sounds different already. And let's say, oh, maybe it's going too fast. Well, we can go half as slow, right? I did that by changing this tempo marker right here. So tempo just makes it go faster or slower. And then another simple fix we can do to make some more variety is instead of having like 4 number 1s in a row, well, what if we only have 2? Right? Now it's the frequency of the changes are twice as fast. So now we got 1 1 2 2 1 1 2 2. What if we go 3 3 2 2, and we stay on number 4 the whole time, right? So that. Right? Simple little variety changes. Now, let's say we want a little bit more variety. Over here, we got the scale setting, and this is one of the really cool features about this software, is that it's already giving you a scale. So right now, we have the easy scale, and it's giving us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes, and it basically repeats just higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then again higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if we change the scale to the easy sad face, our notes are different now. And so we've gone from what is basically a happy major scale to a sad minor scale. So what we got to do now is we got to check, oh wait, this number 2 doesn't line up with the scale. So just redo it. Right? Number 3. Is number 3 on the scale? Nope, it's not. So we'll put it up here. And is your number 4 on the scale? Nope. So we'll put it here, here, right? Now we're in a minor scale. The whole thing sounds a lot different. This one gives like a little bit more of an evil, sad feel to it. Alright, so we've got a lot of variety by just changing a couple little things. Now, let's give it a little bit of a beat if we want to, right? So this looks a little bit different. This looks more like an octapad for a drummer. It's probably musical nonsense to you guys, but basically we can go back over here into the type of the instrument and just pick a different drum. Like, let's see what melodic drum sounds like. Okay. So let's keep it a very simple pattern, maybe once every other box. Alright, and maybe we'll thicken it up by having 2, and let's hear how that sounds. Just the drums, and our pad, and I kept this loop to the beginning just so that we can quickly hear it. Yeah, you can hear a little bit of that funk in the background, right? And quite frankly, that's kind of all you really need to do, right? It's already starting to sound like a song. No need to get super fancy, just keep that beat going. So what I'm going to do is, just for the sake of a beginner tutorial, we're going to go boom, 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 boom for the whole frickin' thing, right? And then, just so we can demonstrate, we've got our pad set up with all those long bow, bow notes. We got a little drum beat at the bottom, and then over here on the top, we can write a melody using whatever instrument we want. I'm going to use a solo tenor, which is like a voice, and keep it higher up, so like your melody sounds higher than your bass and your pads. And let's try a long note here, and then we're gonna go there. Right, let's just hear how that sounds. Right, kind of corny, but maybe we can take it, let's not do that, take it down an octave, right, and then maybe we'll add a little bit of variety here. Boom, 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 boom. Right, just do the reverse. All right, loop it back to the beginning. And then, see, what's cool about this is the scale is already set up for you. So if you keep your long pads down here, like I showed you, you can kind of go crazy up here because you're going to hit notes that generally work. And, oops, I'll go like that. And then maybe go back to number 1, and we'll just see how that sounds for now, right? Right, so yeah, not the best thing in the world, not the most creative thing in the world, but just as a starting point, and that we can come up with ideas and build on it from there. I think that's a pretty good start. So let me know what you guys think. Let's go.